And now a new glimpse into the early career of one of the country's most famous legal scholars. Jeffrey Brown has this look at Marshall in theaters now.
You gentlemen are making a big mistake.
He was a man who would make history as the first African-American Supreme Court justice.
This here is Mr. Thurgood Marshall. Man is an attorney. You will treat him with the respect that he deserves.
But the new film Marshall, based on real events in 1941, gives us a young Thurgood Marshall, lawyer for the then fledgling NAACP, going from town to represent black defendants in a justice system rampant with discrimination.
How could a man have a fair trial when
And this Marshall, played by Chadwick Boseman and directed by Reginald Hudlin, is full of flash and swagger.
What have you got in here, cement?
Guns. Books, Mr. Friedman.
He loves sarcasm. He smoked, he drank, he flirts. You know, He's a real kind of rock and roll guy. And what I really love is that young people in particular see this depiction of this period of his life and they go, oh, he's that kind of guy. And they say, well, I could be that. I could be a flawed guy who does the right thing.
The film centers on a real case in Connecticut in which Marshall was asked to defend Joseph Spell, a black chauffeur accused of raping Eleanor Strubing, the wife of his wealthy white employer.
It's a great legal thriller that happens to star the greatest attorney in American history.
The NAACP were not like most lawyers. We only represent innocent people, people accused because of their race. That's our mission. You understand? So I need to know this. Look at me now. Did you do what they said you did?
I never touched that woman.
The stakes are very high. When we start the film, Thurgood Marshall has just lost a case in Oklahoma. Not only does this mean that an innocent man is going to jail for life, but the donations to the NAACP rise and fall based on whether he wins and loses cases.
Yeah, that's a very interesting aspect to this whole thing, isn't it? Right? It wasn't just about the individual case, it was the larger cause and the need for raising money.
Right. So we think of the NAACP as this venerable institution over 100 years old, but the fact is it was a fledgling organization that could go away very easily. So Thurgood basically has to win this case for the sake of the organization, for the sake of the community.
Through the trial, we see glimpses of the towering legal figure Marshall would become.
Here in America, our differences aren't supposed to matter. Here, we're promised equal protection under the law. Nothing complicated about that. That promise has not been realized, not even close.
I asked actor Chadwick Boseman about the key to capturing Marshall.
The great thing is that you do have the destination. You know what he's going to become.
Yeah. Even though he doesn't at the moment.
He doesn't know it at the moment, and so you can't play what he doesn't know.
My great-granddaddy, he was a slave.
People like that have a greater sense that you're here to do something. There's something inside of you that must be fulfilled. I did want to give a sense of that confidence, that arrogance.
Give me up!
Boseman is no stranger to tackling historical icons. He played baseball's Jackie Robinson in the film 42.
Just get him out.
And musician James Brown in Get On Up.
Walking with my baby, you got great feet.
But Marshall posed a unique challenge because of the real-life circumstances of the trial. As an out-of-state attorney, Marshall was barred by the judge from speaking in court.
Just do it.
Your Honor, I object.
That instead fell to his less experienced partner, Samuel Friedman, played by Josh Gad, a Jewish insurance lawyer and initially unwilling accomplice.
So you as an actor are playing a guy famous for his ability to talk and persuade people, but he can't do it in this case.
I think when I was reading the script, at first I was like, wait a minute. How does this get resolved? And I get to give my, my closing statements at the end of the movie.
You wanted to make your big courtroom speech.
Had to, But the more I read it, I realized that this was the exact obstacle that will make the movie interesting. The truth of the matter is, you're acting when you're silent. your nonverbals are dialogue, subtext. And that's actually just as hard, if not harder, than having, you know, the huge speech at the end or the closing statements.
Marshall was filmed in 2016 amid heightened racial tensions around the country. Hudlin says echoes of past and present are inevitable. Most of all, he wanted to portray a man making a difference.
I would say, you know, Thurgood ultimately was a saint. Not an angel, but a saint.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, an angel kind of, you know, implies perfection. A saint means, you know, you push through your humanity to do something greater than.
In 1967, Thurgood Marshall became the 96th Justice of the United States Supreme Court. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown.